Okay guys, this is the second day. This is Tuesday. Today we are going to be multiplying complex numbers. This has worked very similarly to, again, multiplying various algebraic expressions together. Now there are times that you will have to do FOIL or the box if that is what's necessary. Okay, distribution may always be needed or may also be needed. And again, anytime I squared comes in when you're finished, replace that with -1. Remember that just means that the sign will change of whatever number you're dealing with. So you're welcome to do or think of it that way if you would like. So in question number 1, we are multiplying I times the -3i. So the only number involved here then would be -3. So then when you do I times I, it ends up as I squared. Now remember that I squared is the same as that -1, and -3 times -1 gives you 3. There is that sign change again. Now our second example, because there's only the one thing out front, we will have to then distribute that I into both pieces. So I times 4 gives you 4i. Then I times 3i gives you a 3i squared. Again, we have I squared just like we did before, which needs to get replaced with that -1. And 3 times -1 then is -3. Now in writing a complex number, you usually see it with the real part first. So the real part would be -3. The imaginary part would be a positive 4i. This is how you are more likely to see that. I know somebody will be asking, is it wrong if you leave it that way? No, I won't count it wrong, but mathematically speaking, that is the way I'd rather see it. When you look at the third one, because there are two binomials here, this is where we need to start thinking about FOIL or box or double distribution, however you need to think of it. So if we were to do FOIL on this, we would need to do first times first. So 2 times 4 gives you 8. Then we need to do the outers. 2 times 3i is 6i. Then we need to do the inners. -4 times 1 is a -4i. Then we need to do the last. -1 times 3i is a -3i squared. Again, this I squared will become a -1. So 8 plus 6i minus 4i minus 3 times -1. So 8 plus 6i minus 4i plus 3 when we multiply those. Now that we have that -1 replaced, we can go ahead and combine like terms. So the real part, we have an 8 and a 3, which 8 plus 3 is 11. And the imaginary parts, 6i minus 4i is a positive 2i. Now some of you will be able to go straight from here to here if you realize that that I squared changes the sign. Some of you will also be able to combine these earlier. I'm fine with that. For notes, I will take it in baby steps. Went too far. Try it again. Okay, so our last one, once again we have two binomials just like before. So FOIL is where we must begin. So first times first, -7 times 3 is a -21. Then the outer two Negative 7 times a positive 2i is a negative 14i. Then negative I times a positive 3 is a negative 3i. Then last, negative I times 2i is a negative 2i squared. We have that I squared, which needs to get replaced with negative 1. So this would be a negative 2 times negative 1 for that final term, which makes it then a positive 2. So when we combine the real parts together, negative 21 plus 2 is a negative 19. And then imaginary part with imaginary part, negative 14i minus 3i is a negative 17i. Please feel free to rewind and rewatch any or all of these that you need. They will also be on my website for you to be able to rewatch again at home if you need.